Look how cute my little earrings are. How Christmassy. We're getting festive up in here. We're back in the same place as I did my last gift kind of inspired video. Today I'm going to give you some tips and some little ideas, maybe if you're still looking for things for your family and friends. This will hopefully help think of some little avenues to go down. I did a video a few Vlogmases ago which was my personal Christmas wish list, which obviously was more about what I wanted for Christmas, in case you didn't know what you wanted for Christmas yet. But obviously what I want for Christmas was a bit more like clothes, which might not be necessarily what you want to get your nan. So this video is more for gift giving for others and hopefully some helpful little tips, ideas. I don't know, I'm not an expert in this. Why are these lights so bright? So tip number one is one that I've been doing for the last couple of years and it's really saved my life. It's made the Christmas shopping experience a lot easier for me, a lot less stressful. It's a really obvious tip, but one that I had to be told by my sister to do. I couldn't think of it myself. So I'm passing this tip on to you now. This is a tip for when you think of something in like May that maybe you want for Christmas, or maybe you want to give someone else for Christmas and you're like, I'll remember that by, you know, December time or November time, and then it comes to that and you're like, what was that? Like, you know, there was something that you were going to remember for that person or for yourself, but you just like can't quite remember what it was, because you're not going to remember all those months later, or I don't anyway. And so when I said this to my sister, she was like, I just write them in the notes page on my phone. So that is my tip for you. It's very obvious. Obviously you can just write them down on a bit of paper, but that's not with you wherever you go. Your phone means that if you're out and about, you're there, it's there for you. Equally, you can lose a bit of paper, but hopefully you won't lose your phone or that notes page unless it wipes. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen to you. So yeah, you just write down Dad, and then you write down the idea as it comes. If you're in the middle of a conversation with them, when they go to the toilet, you just be like, remember that for later. Or if you're in the middle of a shop, you might like take a picture or something, or I post a link if it's something specific I found online, or I just write down what it was and where I could get it from, something like that. Just write down the idea, and then it means that when it comes to December, you look at it and you go, ooh, ooh. Sometimes it might be an idea that you had, like not necessarily for a specific person, just like that would make a nice gift for someone in this kind of area of my life. Just again, jot it down. And then when it gets to December, because obviously birthdays are like spread out across the year, Christmas is everyone in one go quite intensely, so I find that it's just hard to think of all those presents for all those people. So I will go to my notes page and go, aha, I'm less stressed now. It might be that there's a couple of ideas just to get you going. It might be that all of the ideas you need for that person's there and you're like, cool, it's sorted. It might be that you look at it and go, what the hell was I thinking? What an awful gift. Why would they want that? Let's move that aside. But a lot of the times I found it really, really helpful, especially for those people that are really tricky. I really like it when past me's had an idea and I'm like, thanks me. So that's my first tip for you. Write it down as you go. Then as you accumulate things across the year, you'll really thank yourself at Christmas time. If you're worried about a younger sibling or a partner or someone being on your phone and seeing what you're thinking of getting them for Christmas, I think my sister said she's got a lock on hers, like a password. Clearly she does not trust me. I don't ever go on her phone, but like whatever. So unless it was a joke that I didn't understand, I think you can put passcodes on your phone on your specific notes, so go for that if you're worried about people seeing it. Very obvious tip, should have been able to think of it myself, but just in case you are not doing that, do that. It's useful and it makes the whole experience last the whole year instead of just intensely looking for a very small amount of time. Stressful. Not stressful. Stressful. Not stressful. Obviously that tip doesn't really work for this year because you've not been thinking of ideas across the whole year and writing them in your phone. So if you're looking for presents for now, Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat. Just me that knows that song? Okay. So here is what I do for presents. I think a present needs to be useful. Personally don't like to buy someone just crap that's gonna like take up their house. I want it to be a useful gift that I know that they'll genuinely like and be like, oh yes, this was helpful in my life. So what I do is I look at their life, at their daily schedule, and I think, what is something that I can buy them that will make this whole life that we live a lot easier. So for example, my sister, she's working from home at the moment because of the whole COVID situation. She doesn't have a desk, so she's been just working like on the sofa or doing a stand-up desk. Can't relate, but she like puts I think boxes or something, and she's been doing like as a standing desk. So I was like, I'm gonna get her one of those, but like not boxes, like a real one. So it works as a standing desk. It's a little thing, like a mechanical thing. You know, it also works as a sitting down desk, so you can put it like at this kind of height. I'm sat on my bed right now, but you can put it at like your bed or your what's this called, sofa, and be like, ooh. It also works if you're inside your bed and you're just like, ooh. So it's a really like multi-useful present, and hopefully seeing as she was doing boxes before, hopefully it's something that she'll actually use. Let's hope. Equally, my family, we often do like a group call even before COVID, just when we're all living in like different parts of the country, and so my mum would often struggle with setting up. She used to do it on the iPad, and she would struggle with like having a good angle or whatever, so I bought her one of those things that clips on to the, what's this, like onto the side, and it's a big arm, and then you put it in. You know what I'm talking about. You can get them for phones as well, so the person in your life is kind of person that does like stuff on the iPad or on their phone, if they use it for like recipes and stuff. Don't know where my voice is going. Then that could be a useful gift for them. I think now when we do our group calls, they do it on the laptop. I feel like it's maybe less stressful, but it means that she's always got that there in case she ever wants to watch something on the iPad or whatever. Try to, you know, fix a situation in her life that was causing her maybe some stress, some issues, and make it better. I feel like I've caused my family so much stress in their life. Now I'm trying to make it easier instead of harder. If you can't think of anything in their life that they need fixing, then the next thing I like to do is look at their interests. So maybe it's a mutual interest, something that you both have in common, like that's why you're friends. So for example, my friend Jess, another shout out for you, my love, we both like makeup, so often over the years we've gifted each other a makeup product that we know that we maybe wouldn't have bought ourselves because it's a luxury, it's not like an essential thing, it's just something that, you know, we know that each other would have liked to play with, and we gift it to them like, here, treat yourself, have a play, have some fun. Equally, we both like music. We did A-level music together, so sometimes I gift some more musically inspired. You know, we like lots of different things. We like fashion, skincare, I guess, like that kind of thing. So I look at what we both kind of like and often try and do that. Equally, we both know that we just like pretty things, so we'll get each other pretty things. Pretty things, but often useful things. Like, I'm just looking literally to my side, and I'm sure Jess got me that sloth bowl. It's an iconic bowl. It's got a sloth on it. Use it like most days for my pasta. Good gifting. Or maybe it's an interest that you don't share. For example, my dad likes football. Can't relate. But, you know, looking at something that they enjoy and be like, what is something that I can get them as a gift? If it is something that you find and you're like, oh, they like this, don't then get every single thing related to that for the rest of their lives. This is not a dig at anyone in particular in my life. I just feel like sometimes in life people go, oh, they like salted caramel, and then every gift is like a salted caramel brownie, a salted caramel shower gel, a salted caramel candle. Like, if they like salted caramel, cool, maybe get them something that really specifically is them and you know that they'd really like. If they're like a huge hot chocolate fanatic and they also are a huge salted caramel fanatic, obviously that's the perfect combo, the perfect gift. But if you're like, actually they take baths, why am I getting them the shower gel? Stop. Because then I feel like they think, oh, I'm just the salted caramel lady or person or whatever, and like, do I not have any other interests? And then they'll get like sick of it and they're like, I'm known for this one thing. Just like spread it out a bit. If you find something they like, then don't go to town on that one thing. Try and find some other things they like. Maybe they like raspberries. Interesting examples there, Emily. My next tip is one that's not very helpful for COVID times, so perhaps it is now if we're getting nearer, like if you could plan it for very far ahead in advance, and that is an experience. So last year for Christmas we all got tickets to see Sister Act, which obviously has been cancelled, but I believe it's been postponed for this year, fingers crossed, with Whoopi Goldberg reprising her role. Very exciting, and like a really great cast, and we were like, cool. So that's what I got for Christmas last year, like an experience. Live theatre for me, obviously as a musical theatre person, love it. Equally like gigs, live music in general. You know, I kind of feel like life Like, I'll look back on my life and I won't really think about the things that I own. It'll be more the experiences that I've had. And for me, live theatre and live music is like, it's what I live for, you know. It's what most of my life is, and my best feelings, most of my best feelings in the world are like from those kinds of things. You know, I look back on, there was some kind of live music thing that we went to. It wasn't like a festival, I was there with my parents, but it was like outdoors, and the headline people were Mumford & Sons, who I've seen lots and lots of times. Every time it's amazing, I'm just there dancing like woo. Vampire Weekend played, who were one of my other favourite like musicians. They played my favourite like album, and Haim were there just before they were like huge, and yeah, so like really cool, just vibing out in the like summer heat, like woo. I had a really good time, and just things like that. It can't go wrong. So what I like to do is I look at my local venues. Obviously tickets are a bit cheaper at, you know, your kind of smaller local venues than they are at huge arenas. If it's in your budget to go for a huge arena, cool, go for it.
You smell.
Bye.
Merry Vlogmas.
Merry Vlogmas.
Love you.
Love you. Don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, so if it's in your budget to go for like a big arena thing, go for it. But in your local places, have a look if there's any bands coming that you know, like your family or friends like, or have a look for any comedians, just any kind of live acts that you think, oh, that'll be nice as an experience that we could maybe do together. Or if it's not something you're interested in, maybe get them another ticket and be like, take a friend, have this life experience, have a good time. Like I say, in COVID times, not the greatest thing, but hopefully once all of this has died down, some venues will still be able to reopen, and they'll need some support in reopening. So support your local venues and try and get some tickets to something as a gift maybe. Speaking of local venues and local businesses, support small businesses this Christmas and any other Christmas. Obviously the huge corporations like Amazon don't really need your support. 50 quid to them is not a lot. 50 quid to a small business can be amazing. So this is coming from a self-employed person. I really recommend trying to support small businesses as much as you can, whether that be, so I've just bought all my wrapping stuff this year. I've tried to get as much of that as I can from a small business, or whatever you're looking at on Amazon, maybe just be like, can I get this somewhere else to someone that it's going to maybe mean a lot more to, especially after the year we've had. Small businesses could really use your help. So that's my next tip, is try to do that as much as you can, which is something that I've been trying to do. It's not always the easiest, especially if you're someone that is very busy up until like December the 23rd. You are going to probably need to order it off Amazon for that Amazon Prime delivery the next day, because that is all that you can do. But if it's something that you know, right now, if you're ordering still, you probably can still get it here in time for Christmas, definitely, from a small business. So, you know, consider trying to do that if it's something that you can do, because it could make all the difference to that person. So my business is that I'm a performer and also a singing teacher and piano teacher and music teacher and acting teacher. I teach, and so something that I've been promoting this year, which I've already mentioned on Vlogmas, is gifting a singing lesson. Now, you don't have to do this with me. If you want to, that would be very nice, but you know, you can gift someone that you know in your life loves to sing, be like, here, have a singing lesson or two for Christmas. I just think that's a really nice gift. You know, it's a way of enriching their life, and like it's their passion, it's something they like to do, instead of just gifting them like, I don't know, something physical that they don't really use. Get them, you know, it's kind of like an experience. It's a fun thing for them to do, and you know, develop their skills. What's not good, what's not great about that? Maybe they like drumming, you get them a couple of drum lessons, or guitar, or whatever it is, or maybe they like art or something else, like crafts, I don't know. Get them something that they can go and do that maybe they wouldn't have done themselves, because people just don't get around to things. But once you're gifted something, someone's like, here, go and improve your voice, or go and, not in a nasty way, or go and learn the basics of drumming, and then perhaps it'll be a one-off and that's all they'll do and they'll really enjoy it. Or perhaps now you're giving them the kick up the bum to like start, they'll then carry it on and you've like started a whole thing for them. I just think that's a really nice gift. Like I say, if you do want a singing lesson, wherever you are in the country, we can do it over Zoom. Let me know, hit me up in those DMs, comment down below, or if you're in Lincoln, we can have them in person hopefully at some point. But again, then you'd be supporting a person like myself in some lessons, or perhaps a new lifelong student, and that's really cool. Hello, editing really would like to say that another experiencey kind of thing that a lot of people like at the moment is escape rooms. So maybe you could give someone an escape room experience. If you can't get to one right now, I'm fairly sure you can get ones that you can do at home, either online or like physically like get a box. Have I dreamt that? Maybe. So yeah, maybe that's another thing that you can do. I'll leave that with you. Other experiences that you can gift people would include things like spa days. I know I personally am really thankful when someone gives me a massage. So if you know someone that's very stressed or suffers from chronic pain, then maybe consider doing something like that for them this Christmas, just helping relieve the stress and the pain. Spa places around Lincolnshire that I recommend would be the Grange. That is a very great one. I've also been to the one at Belton. If anyone wants to go there, you can go swimming and stuff. It's a lovely time. Obviously these kind of things can be expensive, so like just a little gift card or some money towards that kind of thing is absolutely fine. If you can't afford to do something big like that, like a spa day, you can just put your own little care package together. You can get some face masks. You can get them very expensive, but you can also just get like £1 face masks from wherever. They're fun too, and like I don't know, some hot chocolate and some cozy socks, stuff that that they'll like and that they will just feel very loved, and like they'll go and look after themselves, and just give them that. I think that's a nice little gift. That's not just like, especially if you put it together yourself instead of just like buying a pre-made thing. I think that is made with love and consideration for the person you're buying for. It's been a very stressful year, and so I think gifting anyone something that de-stresses them and gives them some me time is a really nice gift. Like all my videos, I've done this without making any notes, so I'm hoping that I've not forgotten something else that I wanted to say. I'm sure I can include it in another video another time. Something that I am really interested in, which I'm sure I've already probably mentioned in Vlogmas, is more sustainable stuff, which there'll be more of in Vlogmas, I'm sure. I mentioned it in my what I want for Christmas because I was considering getting some more sustainable things. You can get them something, kitchenware or something like that. Once you've bought them it once, they don't then have to buy it again for at least a very long time, if not ever. So something like that is really good to just look after the planet as well as looking after them. So like kitchen stuff, baking stuff, even like cleaning stuff. It sounds really boring, but like I would be like, cool, thanks, that's saving the planet. Or like beauty stuff, skincare. My sister's got me reusable cotton pads, like to remove makeup and stuff before, which I was like one of the best presents ever. I was like, cool, I've been wanting more of these, and these ones are massive and they're really soft. Stuff that saves the planet is really good as well if you can look into some sustainable gifts. Stuff that, like I say, they then don't have to rebuy, and once they've started it, maybe they'll look more into it, and then maybe they'll buy that for their friends, and together we can just be saving that planet. So I know that sometimes you don't know the person. I try to avoid things like Secret Santa if I don't know the person, but just try to subtly get to know them. For example, if you're like, I'm gonna get them alcohol, do just try and spark a conversation about what alcohol that they like, subtly, obviously. Like people always get me Prosecco. I'm sorry if someone's watching this that's bought me Prosecco. I don't really like Prosecco. I don't like Prosecco. I'm a gin person. I like other alcohols as well, but I've kind of just followed in my mum's alcohol taste, I guess. So like I like amaretto and gin. What else do I like? I also like things like peach schnapps and stuff like that. Anything that tastes like sweets, I'm pretty on board with. But because I'm a 20-something young woman, I think people assume that I like Prosecco. Whereas if someone got me literally a tiny bottle of gin, I'd be much rather have that than a really expensive bottle of Prosecco, So subtly, if it's someone at work or something, just be like, oh, I can't wait to go home and have a big glass of gin tonight, without sounding like an alcoholic. And if they go, oh yeah, I could go for one of them, spark a conversation about gin, you'd be like, okay, they like gin, let's get them gin. Or maybe if they just sort of go, find out if it's because they like something else, be like, oh, but more subtle than this, be like, oh, what would be your drink? Like, what would you rather? Are you not a gin person? What kind of thing would you rather have? And then, but yeah, try to make it not obvious. So if you're doing like Secret Santa, don't be like, and then you'll find out what they like. If they then say, I don't drink, then you'll be really glad you didn't buy them any alcohol, and you can think of something else. Equally, find out if people are, vegan or something, and before you go and buy them just a big chocolate bar or a big box of chocolates. One thing for me is that although I've got these in, I actually don't have my ears pierced. So often I've been gifted earrings and been like, thanks. And this is before I started wearing fake things like this. This is just when I had nothing.
I'm not in shock.
In my ears, just I had nothing in my ear holes, and people will still buy me, again, probably assuming like she's 18, why wouldn't she have her ears pierced? I'm gonna buy her some earrings. Maybe just like check. Even I know that this is a bit harder to tell because who wears fake earrings? Me. But it's always worth a check first of all. So even if you don't know the person, try and ask around, do a little digging, so that even if you're just getting a more generic thing, it is something that they like. Sometimes you've just got to guess, like if you're wanting to get them some kind of smelly shower gel, bath gel kind of thing, and you don't know if they take showers or baths, that's not something you can kind of like subtly ask someone. Just get them a bit of both, or just guess and hope for the best. I guess everyone takes showers. Like I'm a bath person, but if someone bought me shower gel, I would still use it. But that's my last tip. Even if you don't know the person, try and find out enough that your generic gift is working for them. Like they make sure that they're not like allergic to it, or that they actually have holes in their ears, or that, you know, you're not buying them alcohol and they don't even drink, you know. Just try and find a little bit about them so that they don't feel like that you were just bought a really generic gift and you didn't care at all. So there are some of my tips for gift buying. First of all, consult your list, that might help. Second of all, look at their life, look at their job, look at any gaps in their life, see if there's anything that you can do. Third of all, think of an experience, a gig, a lesson, a spa day, something like that. Instead of a physical thing that clutters up the life, think of something that enriches their life a little bit more and gives them like a memory to look back on and maybe associate with you. Also, try and be sustainable, try and support small businesses, and just look after the planet and our local friends and family who might be struggling after the life we've had. And if it's for someone that you don't know very well and you're going a little generic, just try to make sure that at least the generic thing can be applied to that person. Try to make sure some kind of thought's gone into it, even if you don't know them very well. So I hope that this helps. I know some people are really hard to buy for. I just really try and look at their life. If they don't have any interest in particular, then maybe just be like, are they stressed? Could I help with that? Or is there a problem in their life? Can I help with that? But best of luck to you. If you haven't already bought wrapping paper and stuff, I would consider holding off. I'm going to be doing a video about sustainable wrapping and stuff like that, so wait for that. There'll be more on Christmas related Christmas presents and stuff coming up in Vlogmas. But please let me know down below in the comments if there are any other tips that you have. Like I say, even an obvious thing like putting it in on your phone has helped me tremendously. So if you've got any other tips, let us know down below. I'm sure the people watching this video might look at them as well and be like, oh cool, Christmas can be such a stressful time. Buying for all those people, it shouldn't be a stressful time, it should be a happy time, but buying for all those people can be quite stressful. So if anyone's got anything to make it more of a fun time, for it is the most wonderful time of the year, then let us know down below. Like this video if you found any of these tips helpful. Sorry if the framing's different, my phone just ran out of battery just as I was doing my outro. Subscribe and click the bell notification so that you see when I upload all my other Vlogmases. There's lots still more to go, lots more Christmassy and non-Christmassy content to come, and hopefully I will see you in my next video tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. See you then. Bye.